Hi friends, welcome to my very first monthly favorites video. If you enjoy this video, if something piques your interest, if you learn something new, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you for being here. Let's do this. So in therapy recently, I've been working on building positivity in my life, and one of the practices that my therapist introduced to me is keeping a positivity journal. And every single night I open my journal and I just start to jot down things that went right that day. And I start there. It can be one thing, it can be 5 things. After I write down a couple of positive things that happened that day, I allow myself to vent or jot down, any other types of feelings that I'm having. But the purpose of this practice is to train the brain to notice the things that are going right. And honestly, I can sit down and be in a really rotten or low mood when I'm going to do my journaling practice, but because I have to write down the things that went right that day, very quickly my mood shifts and picks up because it's focusing on the positive. Where attention goes, energy flows. The more I focus on the things going right, the more I actually notice those things because I'm looking for them throughout the day. Of course, my energy lifts because I'm paying attention to the things that are going right versus the things that aren't going right. This was a really hard month for me, but it's possible. Something does go right every single day, and you just have to really look for it. So it's really, really helped me see that there is good to be found on even the lowest and darkest of days. A couple of friends and one of our vets sent us flowers after Milo passed. I was so surprised by how much they helped. They're so beautiful, and watching them grow and blossom brought so much warmth to the room and really kind of softened the pain and the hurt that I was experiencing. And I just sort of made a little promise to myself to have fresh flowers in the house as often as I can. My Pinterest board is just like bouquets. Just a little bunch of tulips or even baby's breath or daisies at the grocery store can be really affordable. So I'm really excited to incorporate just more flowers into my life. Hello, plant. I thought it would be cool to spotlight a charity every single month, and it's called the Loveland Foundation. The Loveland Foundation is committed to showing up for communities of color in unique and powerful ways, with a particular focus on Black women and girls. Our resources and initiatives are collaborative, and they prioritize opportunity, access, validation, and healing. We are becoming the ones we've been waiting for. It was founded by Rachel Cargill in 2018. They have fellowships, residency programs, listening tours, and just a lot of resources to Black women and girls for them to work on their mental health and heal. If you're looking for a charity to donate to this month, I highly recommend the Loveland Foundation. Fantastic, fantastic charity. So Writers and Lovers is about Casey Peabody. In 1997, she lives in Cambridge, Massachusetts. She's a struggling artist. She just lost her mother. She works at a restaurant. She's a waitress. She's been writing her novel for 6 years, and she falls in love with 2 very different men at the exact same time. Lily King's writing is really just simple yet beautiful and detailed, and it's a story about the choices that we make and the sacrifices we make in holding on to our dreams, fighting for love and stability and success, navigating grief and insecurity and struggle, honestly. Highly recommend this book, especially if you're an artist like me. A lot of the themes in this book will resonate with you, and I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have read it or if you do read it, please come back to this video or DM me on Instagram. I would love to talk to you about it. I'm obsessed with this book. My favorite movie of the month was this darling, really intimate and simple indie film called Driveways. It tells the story of a woman who has come to the house of her late sister to pack it up and prepare it for sale, While there, her young son strikes up a friendship with an elderly widower living next door. How cute, right? It's a really lovely film about regular people being kind to each other. It's about community and friendship and moving on. Wonderful film to watch if you're feeling overwhelmed. It's just a really, really sweet, feel-good, warm-hearted film. It just goes to show that a movie doesn't have to be for it to be really impactful and moving. Chef's kiss. Okay, moving right along. TV show. So Austin and I have been completely obsessed with Succession. We slept on this show for so long. I don't know what. We probably just looked at the trailer and we were like, it's a lot of white people. There's a reason it has so many Emmys, so many awards. It's fucking amazing. The writing is unreal. The acting is so good. It's so engrossing. Episodes are an hour long. Sometimes we'll watch 2 in a row. We sped through the first season. We immediately started the second the very next day. It's so freaking good. I will say there aren't too many characters that you root for, so to speak. They're very complex and flawed, and it's the antithesis of Driveways, basically, in terms of feel good, warm-hearted, people being nice to each other. But it's so good. It's so good. Let's see, what's next? Favorite podcast. Okay, so a few days ago, literally, I haven't listened to too many of them, but I loved the few that I did. I found it earlier this week, and I just got really obsessed with it. It's called Hey Girl, the podcast. It's by Alex L. It's a podcast that unites the voices of phenomenal women near and far. Created with sisterhood and storytelling in mind, author Alex L. sits down with people who inspire her. Episodes aren't longer than 20 minutes, usually. She has a lot of conversations with authors and poets and songwriters and artists of different kinds. Really just talks about their relationship to their art and their womanhood and wellness and self-care, self-love. Alex asks the most nuanced and beautiful questions to the people that she's interviewing. I started with Amber on emotional attunement and Rachel Cargill on deep healing and self-nurturing. Rachel Cargill also founded the Loveland Foundation, the charity that I am spotlighting this month. And I also really liked Alex on Everything Belongs. I listened to quite a few of them. Oh, and Morgan Harper Nichols. So I listened to about 4 of them. That's the podcast I'm highlighting this month. I really hope you enjoy it. I'm almost done, Austin!
That's fantastic!
I'm not!
I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, I'm not. Okay, music. I am going to highlight Sammy Ray and the Friends. It's a 9-piece band. They just released their latest EP. It's called Let's Throw a Party. They are freaking awesome. This collective of 8 musicians, dreamers, and artists considers itself a family first. They're so freaking cute. Sammy Ray is obnoxiously talented and gifted, and it's just the most fun, soulful, just a huge party. Every song is a party and tells a story and has just this beautiful arc and mountains and valleys of emotions, and it takes you on a journey, and it's the best music to dance to run to cook to. I frickin' love Sammy Ray and the Friends. I want everyone to be listening to them because they deserve top charts. Oh, they're so good. I am a one and done eyeshadow kind of gal, and I love cream eyeshadows. It's everything I've ever wanted. You can build it up, you can just leave it, one coat and that's it. It just gives my eyes a little bit of definition, and I'm really excited that I found it. I'm probably going to get a couple of other colors because the texture is so lovely and it wears for a really long time. Don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Wow, it's a daily multivitamin cleanser for skin health. It's got all these gorgeous ingredients, multivitamin. I love the smell of sandalwood. It's warm and comforting, yet also somehow refreshing. It doesn't leave my skin dry at all, which is a biggie for me. I often have a hard time finding body washes that don't dry me out, and this one does the trick. Clearly, I've loved it. It's empty. I have to order a new one. It just smells so lovely and just enhances the shower experience. Yeah, I don't see myself ever not investing in this. Showers are such a beautiful way for me to take care of myself, and this just makes it all the more luxurious and, you know, just a nice way to wake up or wind down. Those moments are important, you know, how you start your day, end your day. I'm not saying I shower twice a day. Please sound off in the comments below. I would love to know what you've been enjoying this month. Love ya.